Whoa, we are up and live. Yes, people, it's he said, she said. It's he said, she said. What's that? I'm in this kind of vibration today. Hello. Before I introduce myself, let me introduce the beauty who stands to my
Right?
my right, my left, my right. Yeah. It's the amazing Alecia of Viva Color. If you have not checked out her channel, I would ask you to please go ahead and do so. So today, on He Said, She Said, we have a topic that looks like it's going to be one of those very controversial topics because people have been getting very emotional, let's say, with the two of us. Queen Alecia, would you like to tell us what the topic is?
Yes, tonight's topic. Hey guys, I forgot to say that. Tonight's topic is, should women propose to men?
This is an easy one. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So I've been doing a little research on this, and I was sort of surprised about a few things. First of all, like I said, I was very surprised by how the sort of gut wrenching, the kind of responses that people gave. They were immediate. No, mud. ny2li.com. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Hey David.
What's going on? But David, I'm so happy because there's another king here. Because normally the queens are just, what's going on? Yeah, so because I'm gracious, I would like you to start, Queen Alecia. So the topic on He Said, She Said is, should women propose to men?
Okay, so for a week, I've been grappling with this topic. At first I was this way, and then I was in the middle, and now I have a stance. So I do not think women should propose to men. And my reason for that stance is a lot of different factors. First, I feel like it's forced. When women ask a man to marry her, I feel like, women, we like an audience for a proposal. So if she asks a guy to marry her, there's an audience. And obviously he's going to say yes because he doesn't want to embarrass her in front of that audience. And then later on, in the pit of his gut, the answer is no. He regrets it. He's like, I didn't really want to say yes, but I did it because she had an audience and it was planned out. And I felt bad to say no to that woman. So I do not think that women should propose to men because you're just forcing them to do something that they should naturally do. And another thing is that I feel like the moment a woman says that she needs to propose to a guy, there's some deep underlying issue in that relationship for her to want to be the one to propose. There's something deep going on there that they need to fix before they even get to a marriage.
Wow. Wow. Okay, first of all, I've got nothing but love for you, but I think that is very hypocritical. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is very hypocritical. All right. The queens out there, the queens want a world that is equal, that equal pay, and I agree with that. I think that women should be treated equal to men. Women should be in positions of power and stuff. But, sometimes we get the impression that the world that women want should be one that is more selective to their taste, if you get what I'm saying. And if the woman wants to earn as much, if she believes she should be the head of the household, if she believes that, she should pursue she should do all these things, then I kind of think there's a slight bit of hypocrisy if the woman then says, I refuse, or I don't think it is correct or right for me to propose to the man, because it's kind of hypocritical. It's sexism in reverse. To me, that's what it is. It's kind of like saying, It's like me saying, you know what, Alicia, you should just be home pregnant and cooking. And I mean, to say that to any woman in today's world, I may end up having to run not only physically for my life, but run off YouTube and run off any social media platform forever. And I'm not saying that. Let me say this distinctly, but I'm just saying, if women, Ledworth, what's up, bro? What's up, man? What's up? If women believe that we should be equals in the workplace, at home, in all these other places, then I don't see why a brother who's out there, we're a catch too. I think I'm a catch. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why a sister we've been together, we've been hanging out, and this queen after a while she says, something, she the middle of Times Square, she drops down on that one knee, you know what I'm saying, and or she does like a flash dance kind of thing. I don't have a problem.
I hear what you're saying, Peter. That nowadays with all these movements, women want to be equal to men, but there are just certain things that we as women, we cannot do that men do. And I feel like certain roles being switched shouldn't be switched. That's like women, that's like in the future, they're going to say, okay, we're going to give men ovaries and they're going to have babies. It's just not, like, it doesn't make sense to me. I can't grapple that idea of a woman proposing to a man. Now, in this situation, there's a situation where I do think a woman should propose to a man. Right. That's if a man proposed to her like twice before and she's not ready. And, she says, give me time. And then she returns and says, okay, I'm ready now. Will you marry me? In that instance, I think that's beautiful for a woman to propose to a man. But the first time, no, that's a monumental moment for a lot of men also to say to that woman, will you marry me? It's just awkward to me. I mean, I'm not traditional, but I'm traditional with that, like a marriage proposal. I feel like a man should do it because it will mean so much more. And for the woman, you would actually know that he wants to marry you. Now, if you do the proposal, how can you be sure that that man really wanted to marry you? We want to be sure.
Well, I mean, I kind of think if a woman asks that question, she'd probably be more sure than any man because, you all do your homework. you have all your tests that you give us kind of stuff. And we tend, hey, Susie, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. We tend to be, a little bit more I don't want to say simple, more honest. You know what I mean? We kind of just flow. And all I'm saying is I get your point. Your point is a valid point. But my thing is, if women say they want what's good is for the goose, it should be good for the gander. Then I don't see how you want equality in everything else, but you don't want equality in that. I mean, let me say this, people. I had some brothers, some kings message me and say, "You're mad? No, man should allow a woman to go. You're mad." I have to tell you the truth. I did. But I've been kind of thinking about it. I'm saying, I mean, if you want equal play, which you guys deserve, without a doubt, if you want to run countries, which I kind of think you might, in some ways, do much better. If you want to do all the things, if you want equality, then I kind of think there's something a little hypocritical about women saying no, absolutely not. If you get what I'm saying. I mean, okay, let me ask you a question. If it's a situation where you're in a relationship and he's earning $60K a year, you're earning $600K a year, right? And I mean, he cares about you guys. You've been kicking it for a while. You're together. He's passed all your tests, kind of stuff. Maybe he's a little shy. He's a little uncertain because he just doesn't have the paper yet, and he's trying to build up the paper. And you're like, I don't care. You don't think it's okay for you to go to him and say, look, babes, what I'm saying, I love you. Or is it the theater that you have a problem with? Is it that you have a problem with, if it's a person, let's just say they're kicking it in the room. They're watching what is it, Netflix and chill, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've just found out that what the chill is not what I actually thought it was. It's something completely different. But if they're just kicking it alone and they've been together for a while and she says that to him, is that okay for you? Or is it the pump and theater? Is it, you guys are in the middle of Times Square, like I said earlier, and there is a flash mob dancing, and then she kneels down and takes it. Is it that's the problem, or is it just the actual proposal?
I think it's the words, "Will you marry me?" A discussion and those words are two different things. If I was with a guy and everything was going well, I would have a discussion with him and say, "So what's going on? Are we ever going to get married?" And then that'll encourage him to want to ask me to marry him later on. But for me to say, "Will you marry me?" those words just irk me, as for a woman to say to a man. Wow. I think it's the state. I feel like with the whole woman kneeling down and with the ring like this and doing all those gestures, you're effeminating the guy. You're taking away that guy's power. And men don't like when their power is taken away in a relationship. So that's something you got to be careful with if you decide that you're going to propose to a guy. Because later on, he might say, "Well, you asked me to marry you. I didn't ask you."
Wait a minute. Susie makes a point that I think is kind of similar to yours. Susie says, you propose so you get to wear the pants in the family. And that's a really interesting thing. Okay. ny2ll.com says, whomever is inspired first should ask first. Laugh out loud. Right? But like I said, what I'm grappling with is, I understand the point you're making. And you're right. I think a lot of us, especially us Caribbean men, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of grapple sometimes with the concept of feminism, the concept, not feminism itself, and what we see is, and I've heard brothers say, there's some inequalities here. It's like I've said it before in this live. There was this girl I used to date. I just started to work, just started to do anything, struggling artists, and struggling artists, we make nothing at all. And she was in this huge job, making lots of money. But every time we went out, I paid for everything. And then it got to the point where it just got ridiculous because she didn't have simple taste, if you get what I'm saying. Right. And one day I kind of said, "Hey, can we split this, because this is crazy." Like the restaurants we would go to were like the top restaurants in Kingston. Mm-hmm. They were not cheap. And she was like, "Nope, you're the man." but at the same time, she would say, I would say, I don't know, maybe that might be a little too short. Look, it's a modern world, and a girl can wear what she wants. And I'm like, you can't kind of have both, though. There should be some sort of middle ground.
Yeah.
So, you get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I get it. I know that a lot of brothers might say, "Hey, I don't want." They might feel pressured or something. I get it. But I'm also saying, if you queens are saying we want equality, and we're saying, okay, cool, you deserve equality, then it should be equality right across the board. If you get what, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Susie says, I guess she's saying a woman proposing to a man makes a woman look desperate.
It does, because he should do that. I don't know. I just think that's a monumental moment for a woman in a relationship. So women cry when they get a proposal from a guy, especially if it's surprise with the family around. That's a very important moment. And men, I don't know if it's as important for men, for they're caught off guard. Number one, mm-hmm. No matter how much conversations you have about proposing to him, he's always going to be caught off guard because they're not used to that. But we all, most women, we want to get married. That's just how it is. But most men are delayed with marriage. I don't know if most men want to get married. I don't think so. But that's just something that we adore.
But well, I mean, I can't speak to most men. I think what we're really discussing is really something that's actually cultural. I think in more liberal cultures, maybe the concept would be less frightening. But I think even in the most liberal cultures, at this point, it is the brothers, it's the kings who ask the queens. It is us who kind of kneel down and say, But like I said, my primary point here is. Equality should be equality. It shouldn't be, like I'm choosing this aspect of equality or choosing that aspect of equality. It should just really be equality across the board, and I know you get that. I told you earlier, we were discussing. So there's this island off the coast of Africa. I cannot pronounce the name, so y'all forgive me. And on this island, the women pursue the men. The women propose to the men. And I was reading the story about this gentleman. He's now 65, and when he was 14 years old, a young lady that he knew, she was 13, came to the hut, and she presented him with it's like steamed fish in a bowl. But it's a particular kind of bowl. Once she presents steamed fish to you in that bowl, you cannot say no. On that island, the man can never tell her no. So once he's available, and she comes to him and say, with the bowl of steamed fish, but she doesn't say it. I'm gonna see if I can find the exact information, but she doesn't say, "Will you marry me?" But she's saying, "Will you marry me?" Once she hands him this bowl with the steamed fish in it, and once he eats it, it's yes. She's saying, "Will you marry me?" But what's interesting about this island people is that the men can never say no. They can't.
They're trapped.
What's up, Yvette? What you said?
They're trapped.
I don't know if it's trapped. I mean,
entrapment.
I don't know. I think that would freak me out because he got married when he was 14. The girl was 13, and what he was saying like for the first 4 years, he had no attraction to her at all in any way, shape, or form. Welcome, Vivek. What's going on? What's going on, sis? What's that going on? What's the tribe? So that freaked me. I gotta admit, the instinct in me as a man, there would have been like an instant panic button. It would almost be like claustrophobia.
Right.
Because on that island of the coast of Africa, people, the man can never say no. He has no option.
That's so scary.
But it's true, because why I brought this up is to say on that island, the men are cool with this because this is normal.
Right.
I also watched something on National Geographic, and it's one of these Asian islands. I don't want to say it's in the Philippines because I might be wrong, but it's an Asian island, and on this island, the women. Same thing. The women propose to the men, and the women have multiple husbands. The husband cannot do that, but the woman can have 4, 5, 6. Once she can support them, and that's the key here. She supports them financially, right? But once she can support them, the men cannot do it. So I think what we're talking about is something that's cultural. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Susie said that is scary. Yeah, Susie. When I read that, I freaked out. I actually freaked out. I was like, "Whoa!" You can imagine being a 14-year-old boy and a girl that you have no kind of attraction to on any level comes to you with this bowl, and once she comes there, everybody in the village knows, and they know you get married. You know what I'm saying? You really have no options here. So in some ways we are very fortunate. I'm going to get the information and I'm going to put it in the link below this. Right. And then there's the other place in one of the Asian islands where the women, they are allowed to have 2, 3, 4, 5 husbands, and the husband people can never cheat, cannot cheat. Or
what happens to them, Peter, if they cheat?
Let's say,
is it death penalty?
It's not death, but it's rough. it's rough. It's rough. You know what I'm saying? See, this is a poor dude. But I mean, but Susie, we would say poor dude, but in their system, this is normal.
Right. That's the norm.
Nothing strange to them, or it's nothing, different. Vivet says, "I would never propose to a man. Makes you look desperate."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with that, Peter, I'm not against the cultural norms, but I feel like a lot of women are trying to make that a cultural norm here, you know, in America and everything. With what you said before with equality, I just don't feel like everything we need to be equal about. It's okay for men to have that.
Okay, all right.
And another thing I'm noticing is that a lot of women, they rush to propose to men because they're tired of waiting. So my thing is, why don't you just walk away? Just walk away from the guy if he's slowing you down and taking time to propose. You know, sometimes when you walk away, it'll toughen up a guy, and then he's like, okay, I gotta go propose to this lady or else I'm gonna lose her. You know, it's like, woman, we're just like Susie and Vivek said, desperate, too desperate.
I kind of think though that there's I think that we're sort of discussing the process of where we are in your head at that point. What's up, Trish? What a guan, Trish? How you doing? Welcome. Lenny said it just looks scary because society makes it look that way. Lenward, you know, say now you can par. Now you can par, Lenward. No, because that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, for me, here's the thing. I understand the concept of the tradition, because the truth is, I kind of like the idea of us kneeling down and saying, "Hey, will you marry me?" But what I'm saying is, if in a world where we are saying we want equality, right? Equal rights and justice, then I think it should be cool for the woman, for anyone. So what you're saying, Alecia, is that if you're with a brother and you guys get along really well, and you really like him, he likes you, everything clicks, he's passed all green ticks, everything is good, no red marks, and you're kicking it for maybe a year, 2 years, and you wouldn't feel comfortable kneeling down and saying, "Hey, what's up?"
Kneeling down?
No kneeling.
No. I'm gonna say right now where I am in life, because I don't want to look at this video later on and laugh at myself.
Yeah.
Every time I talk, I'll say right now where I am in life. Hell no, I'm not kneeling down to ask a man to marry me. That's a stigma for me. You'll never right now where I'm at see me do that.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'd rather walk away.
I mean, I get that. I get the honesty. Like I said, I'm not sure if I would be comfortable, but I'm trying to be liberal. I'm trying to think, but I guess the point you're making, which I can't argue with, is that you can't really be liberal about everything. I mean, there has to be some kind of line.
Yeah.
NY2 says, unfortunately, in our society, does make a woman look desperate and a man less masculine. Here's a question. If all is good with the relationship, why is it acceptable to make ultimatums?
That's a good point. I was thinking that too. Like, why the rush or the force to get married? If it's so good, just let it flow. You don't need to be married right away. Just let it be if it's so good. Back then, years ago, I would be like, I want to get married. But right now it's like, just go through life and be happy. There's no pressure anymore for me. It's just, it is what it is.
For you. But
right.
I kind of think in terms of society, like NY2 says, there is this this stress element of you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And I think I think you're right in the sense that, hey Heather, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. What's going on? Trisha says the question isn't whether women should or shouldn't. The question is why not. That's interesting. That's interesting. So you are cool with the idea of, would you propose to a man and say, "Will you marry me?" I mean, you're good with that. You're okay with that. Eh, Trish, are you okay? Oh no, she said that. She said, if you want equality, then equality is proposal as well. Unless him say no, then that's a different story. Cause me and my co going with the milk. But I kind of I get that though. I understand that, Trish. I get that because I think we're really talking about where a person is at in their heads. And I think you kind of have a point, Alecia. It really is about where are you at. So for some persons, I guess it would be okay. But what surprised me when we started to advertise the topic is that a lot of brothers say, "Yo, you're mad."
A lot of men are mad.
Yeah, they're like, "You're mad. I wouldn't be a man. Be a man." And I was like, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, yo, and I'm talking about young men and up to middle-aged men. They were like, I mean, it was like a resounding. I had one brother say, "Yeah, of course," and then we can look around and find they say, "I'll have to think about it." I said, yo.
See, so it goes to show that for some men, Peter, that's something that they treasure, to be able to do that to the love of their life, to say, "Will you marry me?" And if for a woman to rush and go do it before the guy can get to do it, it's like you're forcing him. Just let him have a chance to do it. Just chill. I find that sometimes women love to put pressure on. I gotta have a baby by this age. I gotta get married. I gotta lock him down after this amount of time. Just chill.
Wait. Can you say that again? I just want to hear that again. Can you say that again on YouTube?
Ladies, just chill.
Yeah. Just chill.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Because those little things like putting pressure on a proposal could just mess up the whole relationship, and maybe in the back of his head he's planning a proposal. You just, "Will you marry me? Will you marry me?" Just changes his whole mind. Men don't like to be pressured.
That's true. We're not good at that. We don't handle that very well in that kind of situation. Heather says, "I've been with my fiance for just about 11 years. It's just a piece of paper and a last name change." All right, cool. I get that. I really get that because I think I'm leaning towards, personally now, it's a matter of where you are in your headspace and where you are at that time. But the thing about this is that there are other onlookers. You brought that up at the beginning of the conversation that, people are standing up there. The man might feel pressured into saying, okay, but at the same time, he sort of feels, but am I supposed to do this? Maybe he was planning something, but just trying to get all the little paper together, make sure everything is good, and you just rush it. So I really think, but Trisha said proposal should never have. Hold on, let me see people. The people that know me for a long time know it's a bit slow when they get cancer. Trisha says proposal should never have been a gender issue. Old school say, but that don't make it right for everybody. I think that's a valid point too. I think really we're all talking about very deep-seated personal feelings. Because although I'm standing up here and saying, I think it should be okay, the truth is, I'm not sure if I would really like if a lady does that to me. I'm not sure, especially if it's done like publicly in the presence of family. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know about that.
And I totally get what Trisha is saying. She said a proposal wasn't made for men, but for the one who wants to see. Yes, I agree with that. But men and women are just wired a little different, especially in relationships. When women we love relationships. Men, it takes time. Everybody, we know this. It takes time for them to develop feelings and to say, okay, she's the one. So if you're rushing to ask a guy to marry you and he's not ready yet, it can be a disaster as compared to him asking you as a female. I don't know. It's just not the same.
Okay. Lenworth says, in life, I think we must be willing to compromise when two people love each other. Trisha again says, so if he asks me, hold on there. I'm trying to do it. She says, so if he asks me, he's not rushing, but if I ask him, I am. That's a good. She raised a good point. How do you address that, Alicia? Trisha is saying, so
Hmm?
if the man asks, he's not rushing me, but if I ask, I'm rushing him. And that's a good question.
Yeah, I just answered it. I don't feel like it's Russian because, like I said before, men are wired differently. We women are naturally inclined to want to get a proposal after 2 3 years in a relationship. That's just how we're wired. But men, it takes them a longer time to be committed. You know, you would never know if he truly wanted to marry you if you do the proposing. I just don't see it. How would you know? If you do all the work in a relationship, how do you know if this man really cares about you when we know as a society that men show love through their actions? So if you're doing everything, how do you know if he really loves you? You know, I think sometimes as a woman, you have to take a step back and just not do too much and see what he's capable of. Let him be a man.
That's interesting. That I mean, I can see that. I can see that. Trisha says, what Trisha says, me wire to get what me want. So when we're ready for marry, me give the hints. Then if I'm blind to it, then me put up poster. Then if I'm blind to that, me ask.
Krisha, are you gonna go on one knee? I want to know what woman is gonna go on her knees. I don't mind putting up the poster, but you're gonna go on one knees and, with an audience with a ring and say, "Honey, we've been together for 3 years. I love you so much. Will you marry me?" Because right now my knees hurt, so I'm not going down on no knees.
Too young for your knees to be hurting. But I mean, I think really, I mean, a lot of people making great points here. Oh, Susie says, yes, Peter. How do you feel about being proposed to? Susie, I'm trying to be a 22nd century male, and I'm trying to be all liberal and stuff. But I have to admit that there's some things that I'm probably deep-seated wired because first of all, Susie, I'm a Jamaican Caribbean man. And believe me, Susie, because you've been here very often, Jamaican men in particular, Caribbean men in particular, we wear our sack on our heads. And I'm saying we are into the machismo thing in a real way. It doesn't mean that we're not liberal enough, but it's just that certain things we kind of feel, because I've spoken to younger men and them say, oh, the girl can't spend all the money all the time. But the truth is, I don't really think they really believe that. I think so as a man, I think I would want to do that. But then if I meet someone for a long time, and we love each other, and I know I love this person, I'm planning to do. But maybe I just don't think I have enough paper yet, and I don't have enough money to do it the way I want to do it, or to buy the kind of ring I want. Then if she comes to me and say, "Look, yo, good man, if I like a piece of wire, I'm good, love you, and you know you love me." And I think Queen Alicia made a very good point when she said it's true. Men are demonstrative. I'm not saying women are not demonstrative, because you are, but men are also very demonstrative. I kind of think in most instances when say this I don't want. I'm not gonna change that, but Trisha said no knees, cause me have arthritis. People, Trisha, I'm a good friend here.
That's funny.
Never. I should have no sense like me. So that's why I know he said, she said, Alicia, I just see it intelligent. Trisha, I met me dead inside. I met me dead inside. I kind of think that really what we're discussing is we're just discussing something that is deeply personal, and probably that's why people get reacted so. Because I really didn't expect people to get so. Listen, people are angry. Really angry, like you're mad. No, I mean, women were messaging me right before the live. You're crazy. No, sir.
Peter, one woman called you crazy on my Instagram.
Yeah.
She said, you nuts?
And people take this really personal. I kind of think it depends on the circumstance, though, and how it evolves.
Yeah, you know the actress from Queen and Slim.
Yes.
Jodie Turner, the actress.
Yeah.
I think it was January. She recently proposed to her now husband, Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
Guy from Dawson's Creek. And he said they were walking on the beach and she turned to him and said, will you marry me? And he said he felt like it was the right thing to do. In the interview, that's what he said. He never said, yes, I said I will marry her because I love her. He just said, I felt like that was the right thing to do. So that makes me wonder.
That's a different kind of answer.
Right. It makes me wonder, did he really want to say yes? Or did
I think even she should read that answer.
Right. You know, that's how he said on the interview. It was the right thing to do. He never said, yeah, I wanted to say yes to this lady because I love her and whatever. But
who makes more money? She or him? She makes more money?
I'm not sure.
If she does, it's the right thing to do. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh! Listen, people, and obviously, sometimes
Peter, with that relationship, I know these are celebrities. The whole time she pursued him.
Oh,
she pursued him. She asked him out. They have a baby together. She asked him to marry her. She pursued him the whole time.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. You know, it would be like if Beyonce came to me and said, "Hey, you know, we've been kicking it," you know, and Beyonce's like, "Look, I know I'm only worth $2 billion US, but will you marry me?" My brain would say that would be the right thing to do. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Sam, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Sam says, I believe a woman should take over a man's position when they aren't present. That's a very good point, actually. But when he is, then a woman should back off yeah, that's actually a really good answer, Sam. That's what she's saying is a really, I get that, because that's kind of like somewhere in the middle and it makes sense. My question to all of you here, including Queen Alecia. By the way, people, if you have not hooked up with Queen Alicia's channel, go check her out. It's Viva Color. I kept calling it Viva Color because, I'm trying to be, all, but it's Viva Color. Go check her out. And if you like her stuff, subscribe. She's amazing. She does amazing stuff on the channel. But I kind of think it is imperative for us as men, to feel that we are men in a relationship. I kind of think that's important. And I remember giving advice to my sisters many, many years ago. They were like in their teens, and they were like, we were having a conversation about men and stuff. And I remember saying to them, listen, I had been told by two friends of mine. One friend, people, she always had men just all over her. Physically beautiful woman, sexy, intelligent, smart, but she always had men all over her, right? And the other friend, same thing, beautiful, intelligent, but you could never find a guy. And I was talking to them one day, and they said to me, I don't want to call their names, but woman A, who always had the men all over her, she said, you know what your problem is, girl? She said, because we were just hanging out. She said, your problem is you don't allow the man to be a man. So you change all the light bulbs, you do all these things. You don't allow him to, there are times when men have to feel like they're the men. And I think the point that Sam made is really, it really speaks to that because I tell my friends, I say, look, sometimes you have to make us feel that we are needed. Kubo, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, people? This is one of my OGs from back in the day. People that's like
Hi, Kubo.
like a year ago. What's up, man? It's great to see you, man. It's great to see you. Sam, that's a brilliant point. I really am happy that you said that. That's a brilliant point. That kind of makes change. It makes sense. Yeah, I did. I did change the channel name,
Hey,
bro.
Sam.
I did. I did change the channel name to Peter Lloyd World. It's crazy though. That's it because it's true. I think I get what you're saying, Alicia, but I guess she sort of put it in context, which is allow us to be men.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not there, then you step up. So I guess really.
And it's also, it makes women look extremely submissive, especially the video that I sent you today.
Yeah.
With the woman kneeling down.
Yeah.
She just looks so submissive to me. Like, I mean, there's a point where we should be submissive to men in relationships, but
wait, stop. Can you say that again? Can you say that again? I want to hear you say that on YouTube. Say it.
There is a point where women should be a little submissive to men in relationships.
Wait a minute. Stop. Just stop a second. This is for all the brothers who have been dying to hear that. Okay, yeah, go back. Let's get back to the topic.
Yeah. But guys, I sent Peter a video of a woman, found it on TikTok. She was kneeling down and she in front of an audience again in the park. A lot of people, a photographer, a videographer, everybody was there for this grand proposal. And she kneeled down with the ring in her hand and she asked the guy to marry her. And when I watched that video, I felt so embarrassed for this lady.
So how did the people around her react?
They were applauding. Woo! Woo!
How did the brother, how did he react?
He looked very shocked. He looked surprised. He just stood there.
Did he answer yes or no, or they didn't go that far?
It didn't go that far. Like I was saying before, no matter how much you prepare this with men, they're always caught off guard.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because it's not what we're used to unless you come from that island off the coast of Africa that I told you about earlier. I mean, you have to have come from that sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Trisha says submission, in my opinion, is not weakness. It's about accommodating.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said, it's okay for us to be submissive in relationships with men, but that lady was just too submissive.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, do you think that was her? You think that was her intent, or was her intent to just take charge in that moment and say, hey, I love this man and I want to be with this man?
I don't think she should have went on her knees.
Okay, so your problem is not just the proposal; it's really the kneeling.
Yes. It's the kneeling. Like, I don't know. Just something seems awkward about that with women doing that. Like, what's really going on in that relationship that you have to do that? I'm telling you, there's a deep issue there. When women decide that they have to propose to men, there's something underlying there that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I kind of think we're sort of drifting into the sense that as liberal as we are trying to be, there's still some things that are just to be done by men and some things that really should just be done by women.
Yeah.
And like Sam said, the roles only switch when there is absolutely no kind of option to do that. But I also think Trisha is making some great points. Oh, Kubo, you said I'm sorry, people. This is my brother, so we haven't spoken for a minute. So you say, you changed your niche. Okay. Okay, okay. I get it, bro. I get it. I'm gonna come check you out then. I'm gonna come check you out. I have not been doing that enough, but I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Oh, okay, guys, I shouldn't have done that dance a while ago. But because you see, what's happening, people, is that I get the feeling I'm winning this. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning this. And to hear Alecia say,
No, I don't think you're winning. I think I'm just I'm being clear cut and bias free. I'm
yeah,
being
but you're also saying, I mean, you're saying us brothers, us kings, saying we kings, we kings, we should be
you
treated as kings
are
and
men
stuff.
are,
And I like to hear that.
right. Men are wonderful. It's just women have to just take a step back and let men lead. And
Whoa, whoa. Could you say that again, please? Say that again.
feel that in certain things, men have to just take a step. Women have to take a step back and let men lead.
People, I got a cabbage patch. Yeah. Come on now.
But Peter, there's a but. But
Yeah.
the problem is when letting men lead, women have to look at their own timeline as well and say, okay, how long is he gonna do this for? Should I walk away? Should I talk to him? But these are the conversations that you have to have in your relationship. You got to communicate how you really feel to the guy. And then even after doing that, you have to say to yourself and be honest, okay, do I really want to wait around for this guy to decide that he wants to propose to me, or should I just move on with my life? These are honest decisions that we have to make as women, and that's why I feel like a lot of women feel like they have to propose to the guy because they're scared they might lose him.
Okay, but here's my question. Susie says, I think Alecia has some serious background in psychology training.
Oh yeah, I have a degree in counseling. I forgot to tell you guys.
Yeah, you see? And this is one of the reasons why I've only won 2 of all of these discussions, people. All right, but you know what? I'm not saying anything. I'm king. I'm a king. I'm just king to hear. Look, what I'm saying is, even within the context of all of this, there's some things that I know that we can't question. It is true that sometimes people have timelines in their heads. Remember I told you the story of my friend who the day he turned 30, he came and he said, "Yo, I got to be married this year." And 6 months later, he was married, and it didn't work. Because it was like a timeline. And I know sisters. Hey, Danique Grant, what's up?
That's my niece.
Hey, Danique, how you doing? What's going on? Susie says I can tell, Alecia. Because clearly, I kind of think that we're talking about 3 different things at the same time. We're talking about the pressures of society, meaning men are being told that we need to be more liberal. Women are being told that they need to be more assertive. And I think nothing is wrong with that. But then you're also talking about, and I think Lenworth has kind of said it, which is, and Trisha said it too in her own way, which is the relation. You're talking about individuals in different relationships. And we don't know the backstory to what's happening in the relationships. It's like that the couple, the superstar couple you told me about. And when the guy said, I thought it was the right thing to do, even as a man, I was like, that didn't feel right. You get what I'm saying? It didn't feel right. It should be, even for us men, it should be, I cannot live without this person. Or no, I do not want to live without this person. I think this person makes my life better, and I think I make their life better. And I think us together, we're unbeatable, we're unstoppable. But if he's saying, hey, you know what? It's the right thing to do. I'm not that kind of freaked me out. And what you told me about the guy in the park with everybody around, and he didn't really answer immediately. That's But shouldn't the persons in the relationship be able to read where the other person is?
Yeah, that's why I said, they should communicate how they feel, and honesty. Women should say to need to tell men, listen, I want to get married. What's going on? But not rushing not rushing the process. Maybe you could say to him, okay, we've been together for 2-3 years. Let's go get married. That sounds different than, will you marry me? It sounds less pressuring.
Yeah. Kuba says, just a thought. I don't know if I'm right or not, but sexists have feelings. If women propose kneeling, I think it's just some women taking out pride and just expressing what she's feeling. It just popped into my mind. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Trisha says it's the answer and the marriage itself. I guess she means that's what's important. Kuba then says, or maybe some cultures really just not the same. That's why some men does this and that. Just a thought. And then Trisha with her mother say, if a man blame me for the marriage ending because me proposed instead to him, me make him last meal and thank him and then bounce. People, I have some married friends, but I love them. And this Trisha is very intelligent, but Trisha, she love the rap.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, she love the patois, because when she there, she don't really get much patois around her. So she the patois. I really, Lenworth says, I like that saying, Alecia. Yeah. For me, my only issue has been and still continues to be the concept of equality and how we see this. But at the same time, I have to be honest. Susie had asked earlier, and I'm not sure if I would like that on a personal level. And I consider myself a very liberal person in many respects. But I'm not sure how I would. I think it would make me feel a little less manly. It would let me feel, not in terms of a pressure, but it would let me feel as if, hey, I really should have done this. So I would either feel some sense of guilt that I didn't get to do it or I didn't do it, or I would feel a kind of, I don't know, kind of embarrassment. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then there goes the relationship being doomsday, because the guy is going to have feelings of guilt, embarrassment. The woman's going to try to appease him like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Or, how we're nurturing and stuff. And there goes the
I was watching Gilmore Girls with my 15-year-old. Okay, people, no judgment here. Nobody judge me. Okay, me and my baby girl, we tight. So so we hanging out. She said, "Daddy, this is really a mommy daughter series to watch." But anyway, and we were watching this thing, and the teenage girl is dating this teenage boy, and like 2 months in, 3 months in, he turns her and says, "I love you," and it pretty much ends the relationship because she's like, because the very fact that she didn't answer the way, you get what I'm saying, he wanted it, it ended. He was crushed. And I suspect it probably would be the same thing if a woman kneels to a man and says, "Will you marry me?" and he says, "I have to think about it," or "I'm not sure."
Oh my gosh, that would be crushing. Same thing if a man asks a woman to marry him and she says, "Let me think about it," or no, that's crushing.
I asked someone that, and she said, "I'm not ready." She said, "I'm not ready," and with
that situation, then I think it's okay for that woman to go back and propose to him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like I get that. It's just. I think really, it's just really about where you're at in your head. And like I said, I was really very surprised at how people reacted almost in anger at this particular topic. I didn't expect it. I kind of thought, it would be okay, but
some people are very traditional with certain things. They want it to just stay the same.
I think most of us really are. I think most of us about certain things are fundamentally the same. And that's why I said when Sam came into the chat and said that, it was just on the money. If the woman steps up, it means that the man is not around. But if he's around, give him a little room to be a
Right.
man and do his
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Let him, let him explore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think sometimes women, and I'm a woman, I feel sometimes we just want things in a rush sometimes. And, I can speak from personal experience. I used to be like that. Like, just, I want this now, or I want it this way, and not give the guy time to say,
To
okay,
adjust.
I'm ready now.
Yeah. Yeah. But isn't that's really about the society and
Yeah.
the stresses it puts on society? Because I mean, I had someone have a conversation with me. We were talking about women being pregnant. I think you and I had something.
I mean, we were talking about that, Peter.
We were talking about that, but I had the same thing with somebody a little after you, and she is in her 30s, like early 30s, and she just decided this year, that's it. And I was like, yo, are you seeing anybody? Nope, but I'm going to find someone. Like, what? Are you crazy?
When you get in your 30s, you say that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Me being 22 and all, but I can understand. I can imagine what it'd be like being at 30. People, I'm not 22 in any way, shape, or form.
Pressure.
Yeah. But there is a sense though that we are. There's a liberalism that I think some people are at that place where they don't have a problem with that. But then there's another set of people. I mean, everyone. I'm going to be. I'm going to confess something to you. I couldn't wear pink. Because my dad never wore pink. My dad was cool, but he just wouldn't wear pink. And then I remember going somewhere and seeing like a pink, T-shirt, and I was like, "Yo, that's kind of dope." But then I said to the girl that the girl that was assisting me, I was like, "It's pink," and she was like, "But it would look good on you." You know what I'm saying? Your tone and stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, what you know what I'm saying?" And she taught me into buying it. Right? I bought it and went home and put it down for like a year, saying, "I can't wear this. It's pink." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was so deeply embedded in me. In fact, I think I probably wore that thing one time, and I got a lot of compliment. But so I think sometimes it's really about where you are culturally
Right.
in your
Just
head.
get over that hump, right?
Yeah. It's about getting over that hump. So we might get to a place where oh no, there's nothing wrong. It was just that for me personally, I don't know. I kind of had a problem with pink for some strange reason. I no longer have that problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm good now. I'm cool. But for some odd reason, I was maybe 18, 17, 18, Cuba. And I don't know why. I just didn't see myself wearing pink. And as I've evolved, I realized that's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever had. And I think that's it. It's where you are. And I kind of think it's about where the couple is.
Yeah.
If the couple is at a place where the woman is okay with that and the man is okay with that, that's cool. But if you ask me and I say it's the right thing to do, that's really not the answer you want. That sounds like he was being pressured.
Yeah. Of course.
At that moment in time.
Of course.
I don't know. That's kind of weird. That's a weird answer, but I think probably an honest one.
Yeah.
It was probably an honest answer. So.
But she got what you wanted.
So they're still together. These people, they're still together.
Yeah, she recently proposed to him. I think January.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for that because I'm sure it should be all over the place, kind of.
Yeah, Jodie Turner and Joshua Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I remember Joshua Jackson, so I'll go look. It's just, it sounds to me though that for you and another woman in the chat, some of the women in the chat, it's the kneeling down thing in public more than anything else. And even some of the brothers in the chat, the kings, it's the same. It's kneeling. That's a big deal.
And it makes me wonder too, like, for women who decide to propose to men, is that really how you want your proposal? Because that's not how I envision my proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Kneeling down, asking the guy. No, I mean, to each his own. But is that really what you want, or is that what you feel you need to do at the moment because you're getting older and you're not getting what you think you should get out of this relationship because of the pressure from seeing your friends getting married, your friends having babies, and so on. It's a lot of pressure, societal pressures that make us do weird things.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I mean, I do know. Like I said, I think a lot of men, um, based on how men were responding to me earlier in the week, that's really not something that triggered a almost gag response. I almost like what? Like no way. They were upset, literally upset, saying no, no. I mean, it was almost like you were saying, "I'm going to castrate you." What? I mean, no, but I'm serious.
But but but
Wait,
Peter, what that tells me, right? That tells me that those men want to do the proposal. That's something that they hold dear to their heart.
yeah, because I kind of think we want to believe, even if it's psychological or somewhere in our heads, we want to believe that we are the hunters. We want to believe that we pursue you, we
Right.
seduce you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess that would be the end game in that, me pursuing you and we want to do this whole big stuff. She says kneeling not necessary unless she's 7 foot tall.
Kubo made a joke.
I said, so
And what if both kneel at the same time? Joke.
that's a good one.
Well, both can't
That's a
kneel
good
because
one.
the man is caught off guard.
Yeah. But I mean, I mean, I consider myself a liberal person, and I kind of think if we want all this equality, then it has to be equality. But I think you've also raised some substantially great points in the chat, which is then how does a man feel like a man, and how then are you sure about the answer, the reason for the answer? But isn't it the same thing with a woman? I mean, can't I ask a woman to marry me in front of her friends and family and my friends and family? And maybe she's not ready, but because of the people being there, she says yes. So is it kind of like the same thing, or you see a difference?
It's kind of the same thing, but it's just natural for a man to ask a woman to marry him. And you know women, we're emotional roller coasters. You don't know at what moment we're going to be like yes, no, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything you want to close off with?
Yeah, ladies, just know your worth and don't feel like you have to be pressured from society to do anything. Just where you are in life, be happy and just be happy, and don't rush things all the time because I feel like sometimes rushing could just mess things up.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of have to agree. I get I understand the concept of us being liberal and being 21st century human beings, but I also think that some things are very traditional, and I really think what we're discussing is deeply personal, and it depends on, your cultural background, where you're from, and the kind of person you are. And I also think it has something to do with the kind of relationship that you are both in, and where you are in that relationship. So I would say I'm sort of in the middle here. I kind of think it's okay, but I think for me personally, I would prefer if I get the opportunity to do that. But if I'm good and I love you and you love me and it ends up that way, it's okay. I'm good at that. Please go connect with Viva Color. That's Alicia's channel. She really has an amazing channel. She does. You know what? I'm not going to tell you. I love her stuff, and so just go check her out if you like her. Consider showing her some love. And thank you guys for being here. If you have not subscribed to Peter Lloyd World and you enjoyed this, go ahead. We have great vlogs up on track and field and stuff. Tomorrow I do the series Come Let Me Sing For You at 6 p.m. Jamaica time, 7 p.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. Pacific. It's a limited series. I think tomorrow might be the last time. So stop by tomorrow right here in Peter Lloyd World. Come Let Me Sing For You. And thank you to everyone who stopped by. Sam, Kubo, great to see you. I'm going to come check you out, bro. Trisha, Vivette, your niece, what's her name again?
Denise.
Everybody who contributed to the chat. Networth, great to have you here, Networth. NY2
LI. Yeah.
LI. Big up yourself. Thank you for stopping by. To see you guys in the chat. Feel free to, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. YouTube likes it. It pushes it out in the algorithm, and I like it even more. YouTube likes it, but I love it. But that's if you enjoyed the program. And like I said, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to Peter Lloyd World. We've got some great content. And tomorrow we do Come Let Me Sing For You. Same time tomorrow. It's limited. That means what it means is you come into the stream and you request a song from the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. If I know it, I'll sing it. If I don't know it, you have to find another song to request. All right, just sing. Next week, Thursday, is the same time, 6 p.m. Jamaica time, 7 p.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. Pacific. But we do it alternately. So next week we do it at Alicia's channel, which is Viva Color. That's why you have to go hit that subscribe button so you don't miss. Next week we have another exciting topic.
Yeah.
Susie, I love you being here. And if I didn't mention your name, please forgive me. Thank you so much, Kubo. I'm going to come check you out, I think, today, because you said you changed your content. I'm kind of curious to see. I came by there, Kubo, but you were speaking your language, and I didn't understand what's going on, to be honest. But I will come check it out. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Beautiful people.
Yeah, thank you guys. Love you all. Trisha, you make me laugh. Remember me tell you make me laugh. Love you guys. Remember, you are awesome. If no one has told you recently how remarkable you are, remember you are awesome. And celebrate each day above ground. You are remarkable. Love all of you. All right, guys. See you soon.
Guys.
Who win, people? Me win, right? Me win.
I'll give it to him this week, guys.
Thank you.